The new upcoming Fable game is a game that I'm extremely excited for, especially as a fan of the Witcher series, as I really do love the fantasy open world games, with The Witcher and Skyrim being some of my favorite open worlds of all time. Now this upcoming Fable game is going to be releasing on Xbox, and we actually have some brand new information in regards to the Fable game and its gameplay thanks to insider Jez Corden, which I'm reading from insidergaming.com. So the article reads, Fable alpha gameplay footage details revealed by insider. As reliable industry insider Jez Corden has revealed details about Fable's alpha gameplay footage, indicating that the game's style is similar to CD Projekt Red's. And already that gets me excited because The Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, and Cyberpunk 2077 was amazing to me, especially after its 2.1 update. So the article continues, in the latest episode of the Xbox 2 podcast, as shared by Zach and Clute on X, Jez Corden discussed seeing some alpha gameplay footage for Fable and expressed his excitement for describing it as fantastic. However, Corden is uncertain about the timeline for this alpha build, so he doesn't know when exactly this alpha build was from, whether it was from 2023 or maybe before, or was it actually some 2024 footage, which means that the game may not even be ready for 2025 as of yet. But the article continues, Corden discusses how the alpha gameplay footage of Fable contains elements reminiscent of CD Projekt Red DNA. He explains that Playground Game has hired several developers from CDPR, including a combat designer, which means it's very likely that this game is going to have some very Witcher-esque combat, maybe that kind of dance motion that Geralt of Rivia does when he's fighting off his enemies. Perhaps that is something we're going to be seeing in this game, along with our main protagonist's abilities, as Geralt of Rivia has his special powers with his different signs that he can cast, like Axii and Igni. Perhaps our Fable character will have their own different types of abilities that are similar and reminiscent of Geralt. The article continues, from the combat footage he can identify where the inspiration originates. While the gameplay isn't an exact replica of The Witcher, it features similar mechanics. Furthermore, the footage looks super polished for an alpha build. So the combat is inspired by The Witcher, it seems, but there are enough differences to differentiate between the two, of course. And the great news here is that the alpha gameplay does look super polished, which may mean that the game is almost hopefully ready to be released and in the very late stages of its development, and hopefully we can get an announcement at the Game Awards or something, and hopefully we can get a release in 2025. Moreover, Corden revealed that Fable's alpha gameplay footage showcased various weapon types, including bows and arrows, spells, and melee weapons similar to those used by Geralt. He also discussed the design of certain enemy types, featuring comedic and frightening elements for chickens and werewolves. Overall, he felt that the gameplay looked impressive and the combat was very tight for an alpha build. So it's confirmed that we are going to be having spells and different melee weapons, so perhaps instead of a set 2 pair of swords like Geralt, we may be able to have different types of sword, like a greatsword, like perhaps 2 daggers, and perhaps the different types of weapon types that we see in other fantasy RPG games. But we also have bows and arrows, in which we know Geralt of Rivia has a crossbow, and of course spells like his different signs. So I really want to know how this looks now and how exactly reminiscent of The Witcher 3 it is, because I'm very excited for that, because I love The Witcher 3's combat, but of course I do want it to feel different enough for it to feel like its own thing. But I'm glad they've got CDPR combat designers behind this, because their combat is phenomenal in The Witcher 3. I also am very excited about these different enemy types, with the comedic type like the chickens, which is likely going to be a very funny type of enemy to fight, but with the werewolves it's likely that they're going to be the much more beefier and scarier type, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to look in the game, and of course the dialogue between these comedic enemy types too. Jez Corden has seen a lot of games of course in his time, so for him to say that the gameplay looked impressive and the combat was very tight, especially for an alpha build, is a very good sign for this game. I'm even more excited for the Fable series now, and to see this next iteration and this next entry into the Fable franchise. And as for the release date of the Fable game, it is likely that we are going to be seeing this game in 2025, as Playground Games actually announced that themselves that the game will launch in 2025 for Xbox Series X and S and Microsoft Windows. And thanks to this leak, it seems like progress on this game is going very well, and it's likely that this game will hit its intended target release year of 2025, and I cannot wait to see some new gameplay for this game. I think PlayStation and Microsoft are going to have very strong years hopefully for 2025, as PlayStation has got Death Stranding 2, which will now likely be coming over to the Xbox platform since Kojima now owns the Death Stranding IP. PlayStation has Ghost of Yoshi Showtime, they've got Bungie's Marathon game, and they even have Phantom Blade Zero, along with a rumored Venom game that could also be coming in 2025. And over on the Xbox side for 2025, they have this Fable game, Doom the Dark Ages, they've got Obsidian's Avowed game, they have that South of Midnight game which looks really cool, and hopefully we see some more games get revealed at Game Awards, as there are a whole load of third-party games coming to both platforms too. But so far from what we've seen from the Fable trailer, I'm really excited for Fable, not only because of the information we're hearing today, but also just the tone of the game, where it doesn't take itself so seriously. And I already love Richard Ayoade being a part of this game because I love his sense of humor and the things that he's been in, and for it to be a AAA game made by Playground Games, and for it to be an open world title in the fantasy genre, it seems like this could really be a 9 or 10 out of 10 game. Hopefully they really try to achieve that 10 out of 10 rating in terms of it being on that scale, on that quality, with its dialogue and story writing. It's one that I'm definitely looking forward to. But guys, I've got a brand new channel covering superhero game known as Balboa Mania Infinity. Go ahead and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. You've already helped me get to 100 subscribers, so thank you so much, and thank you for everything you've helped me do on this channel so far. Please go ahead and subscribe over there, and I hope to see you on my next videos. Take care, guys.
Choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.